great organizations start with a mission, a reason for being, and Can-Do was no different. But since our founding in 1956 by the late Edgar L. Dessen, our region and the world has changed. What has this meant for Can-Do's mission and for the Can-Do organization itself? As Can-Do approached its 60th anniversary, Can-Do's volunteers and leadership took action by calling for a review of Can-Do's mission and the development of a strategic plan. Supported by staff, volunteers, and a consulting firm, their work would set Can-Do on a path for the future.
So when Can-Do was established in 1956, it had a very important job ahead of it, had a very important mission, which was to bring jobs to our community. And as we're here in the early part of the 21st century, the mission that Can-Do faces is every bit as important now as it was back in the 50s. We need to bring good jobs to our community to help the citizens who live here and to raise the quality of life.
A review of Can-Do's mission was conducted during the strategic planning process.
So as part of our strategic planning process, we talked to many members of the community leaders, not just those who are currently engaged with Can-Do, but a representative sample of the whole greater Hazleton area. And we talked about the mission that Can-Do has, the mission that Can-Do has always had about bringing jobs to our community. And we decided that the mission was still valid going into the future, but we just needed to change a couple of small items. One of the things that we added was to provide a full range of employment opportunities. This is so that just an acknowledgement that we should be looking to bring jobs into the community for all the members of the greater Hazleton area, regardless of their level of education, if they want to be an entrepreneur, if they want to be in high technology, if they want to be, regardless of what anyone wants to do. We need to be cognizant that we need to bring jobs in for all the members of our society here in greater Hazleton. The other thing that we changed was to acknowledge that one of the main things we have to do is retain the jobs that are already in our community. Can-Do has always been perceived as bringing jobs in, but just as important as a job that you bring into the community is a job that you retain in the community.
With the strategic plan completed, 5 overriding strategies were identified. The first of these strategies is to increase support for new entrepreneurs right here at home.
While Can-Do will continue seeking new companies and new jobs for its industrial parks, looking forward, job creation is less likely to come from industry attraction and more from growing small businesses from within. With this in mind, Can-Do is looking to help foster the entrepreneurial spirit in providing startups with the support they need to succeed, from training and assistance to office or manufacturing space at affordable rates. For the past several years, Can-Do has done this at the Greater Hazleton Innovation Center in the Valmont Industrial Park through our subsidiary, Can-Be. Plans are being made to expand our Innovation Center to downtown Hazleton and elsewhere. Our organization will also endorse and help support an entrepreneurial curriculum within the Hazleton Area School District in an effort to encourage our future business leaders.
The second strategy identified during the strategic planning process is the targeting of the food processing industry. Greater Hazleton is an ideal location for this industry as evidenced by the number of companies already in our parks.
Identifying and targeting specific industries for our industrial parks is nothing new to Can-Do. In the past, we've targeted the plastics industry, the paper industry, and the food processing industry with success. Through our strategic plan research, we identified the food processing industry as a focal point for the future. Greater Hazleton already has a growing cluster of food processors in our parks. Heading in this direction, Can-Do has expanded its emphasis on food processing on its website, has created marketing materials that tout the benefits of our region for food processors, and has created the We Can Do Food blog on the website, which features stories about our current food processing companies and programs that exist in our area and support this industry. Can-Do has also joined the NEPA Food Industry Partnership, a consortium of companies with representatives that meet to discuss trends and find ways to assist each other with growing their companies.
Developing a strong workforce has always been important for economic development.
The need for a skilled workforce is something every company emphasizes when making a decision about where to locate. Greater Hazleton has always been known for its strong work ethic. However, today's job market requires specific skills and additional training to build a workforce of tomorrow. While workforce development has not been a prime function of Can-Do, our organization has partnered with other regional organizations that do address this need, including Partners in Education, the Luzerne Schuylkill Workforce Investment Board, and Manufacturers and Employers Association. Through the WIB, the state's Work Keys program identifies trained and pre-qualified employees for employers participating in the program. And the Manufacturers Association works with school districts throughout Luzerne and surrounding counties with the YES program, which stands for Your Employability Skills, and offers soft skill training and certifications.
Developing new revenue streams for our organization that will help offset declines in land sales is our next strategy.
CANDO has always been faced with a dichotomy of fulfilling its mission, while at the same time keeping the organization financially sound. With decreasing land sales, we need to find different ways to create and sustain recurring revenue, including the expansion of our utilities division, growing our leasing portfolio, re-examining our land holdings, and promoting our business loan programs. CANDO has been approved by the Commonwealth as a certified economic development corporation that can assist small businesses throughout Luzerne County with financing they need to launch or grow a business. Throughout this program, CANDO is able to provide assistance to the small businesses while generating revenue for our organization.
Our final strategy for the future involves CANDO's commitment to downtown Hazleton.
Our final strategy takes us outside of our industrial parks and brings us into downtown Hazleton, the heart of our community. As important as jobs are to a community, so is the quality of life for its residents, and this is often reflected by the community's downtown. Efforts to revive our downtown are being undertaken from several fronts. PennDOT has recently completed the Broad Street Corridor project, which has widened our main thoroughfare and fixed sidewalks from one end of downtown to the other. This, combined with the relocation of DBI International's headquarters to the downtown, has sparked a revitalization movement that led to the formation of Downtown Hazleton Alliance for Progress, or DHAP. CANDO and the CANDO Foundation have partnered with this movement from the beginning and are playing important roles through funding the purchase of the former Security Savings Building and by CANDO purchasing the adjacent Remember When building, where we're hoping to launch a business incubator.
Looking back over the last 3 years, CANDO has seen several projects completed in our industrial parks that have created new jobs and investments in our area. Most notably, American Eagle Outfitters constructed the largest facility ever built in our industrial parks. The 1 million square foot high-tech distribution center opened in the fall of last year and employs nearly 200 full-time associates, with the expectations to be at 300 to 325 associates by year's end. Another 750 part-time employees will be added for the holidays. Just up the street from American Eagle is the largest employer in Greater Hazleton. Amazon.com employs 1,700 people full-time, including the 300 added in 2014 and 400 in 2015. During the holidays, with seasonal employees, the company's workforce exceeds 3,500 people. Our most recent project, which is just getting underway in Humboldt Station, is the construction of an outpatient surgical center by Coordinated Health. In the spring of 2014, Tech Packaging opened its 223,000 square foot food packaging facility that handles more than $15 million in inventory a year. Tech Packaging planned on employing 95 workers full-time within 3 years. Just 1 year into operations, the company is employing more than 150 people full-time and an additional 75 temporary workers during its busy season. Also, the company is already nearing 100% capacity and is considering an expansion. Speaking of expansions, U.S. Cold Storage has expanded its refrigerated food storage facility in Humboldt North 3 times since opening in 2008. The most recent expansion of 214,000 square feet brings the total size of the facility to more than 455,000 square feet. Also, U.S. Cold Storage's workforce has grown from about 30 at startup to more than 145 today. In Humboldt West, Genco ATC, the nation's second largest third-party logistics company, expanded twice in 4 months in late 2012, adding more than 200,000 square feet and going from 60 employees to more than 200. Genco is the logistics company for Wegmans Markets. In Valmont Industrial Park, CTC Manufacturing expanded contract operations for Henkel, the makers of Dial soaps, in a 33,000 square foot facility owned by Can-Do in February of this year. Growing our leasing portfolio, Can-Do purchased land that is leasing to Bimbo Bakeries in Valmont Industrial Park, and purchased a building in Humboldt Industrial Park that it's leasing to Tosca, a provider of reusable containers for the food industry. The organization also purchased the 61,000 square foot MT2B building in Valmont Industrial Park and has leased it to Belmark, a manufacturer of recycled paper products. Through these acquisitions, Can-Do is increasing its leasing portfolio while also helping companies in our parks. Speaking about our leasing portfolio, the law firm of Laputka, Bayless, Ecker & Cohn became our newest tenants in the Renaissance building when they moved into the 3rd floor. In Humboldt North, in a multi-tenant building constructed by developer Miracle Commercial Real Estate Services, 3 companies moved into the park. These companies include E.S. Kluft & Company, Pico Pallet, and Procon. These 3 companies have created more than 100 new jobs. One of our more exciting projects that was completed during Lou's term happened in the Can-Do Corporate Center, when the Hazleton Area School District purchased and began classes in Can-Do's office building number 2. That facility was converted into a STEM school known as the Hazleton Area Academy of Sciences. As we've said, assisting companies already in our parks is part of Can-Do's mission. Can-Do has assisted industries in Humboldt Industrial Park with a relaunch of the Humboldt Park Association. Companies meet and discuss common issues and hear from agencies that can help support them in many ways. Can-Do also recognizes companies in our parks that pay special attention to the appearance of their landscape and building facades through the annual Can-Do Curb Appeal Awards. Across the Commonwealth and across the country, Can-Do has earned a reputation as a successful economic development organization. In 2013, the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development crisscrossed the state with its DCED on the Road program to talk with community and elected officials and made Greater Hazleton one of its stops. A host of DCED officials, including the secretary and his staff, listened to the concerns of the local officials and answered questions. In 2014, U.S. Senator Pat Toomey and Congressman Lou Barletta hosted a roundtable at Can-Do to meet with businesses and economic development officials from the Northeast in an effort to hear concerns and assist businesses. Much of Can-Do's success over the past 59 years can be attributed not only to the hundreds of volunteers who have served on our board, but also to the professional staff members who are here every day working to bring jobs to our community and assisting the industries that are in our parks. Heading our professional staff is Kevin O'Donnell, Can-Do's president, who in 2013 celebrated his 40th anniversary with our organization. Kevin has led Can-Do through much of its growth and worked many years with our founder, Edgar L. Desson, who passed away during Lou's chairmanship in 2013. Other longtime volunteer directors who passed in the last 3 years were Arthur A. Tyrone and Herbert D. Nash. Outside of its efforts of job creation and retention, Can-Do also is continuing its tradition of involvement in the community with the annual Can-Do Christmas celebration, which highlights the talents of area performing arts students, and Operation Can-Do, an annual collection of food, entertainment, and hygiene items for area servicemen and women serving abroad. Area school children help in collecting the items, which are sent by the Freeland VFW to troops for the holidays. Can-Do also recently launched a Boy Scout Explorer Post. Post 924 has focused on engineering for young men and women ages 14 to 20. It provides real workplace experiences that prepare young people for college, technical education, and future employment.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, the entire staff at CanDo, and a very grateful community, I want to take this opportunity to thank and commend Lou on his years of service on our Board of Directors, and especially the past 3 years as our chairman.